A very good morning. So, as I just told you that I'm going to solve questions with you from the chapter number 2. So, as you can see, this is our chapter number 2, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And I have taken few questions from our NCERT in text question. Only those students will be able to solve these questions which will daily read NCERT, because these are the questions from inside the NCERT. The first question I'm taking is, can you think of how tapetal cells could become binucleate? First thing, if you don't know that what is tapetum, what are tapetal cells, then I will request, please go through my video from the chapter sexual reproduction. It is second video, second lecture, in which I have explained this layer that is called your tapetum. It is the innermost layer of anther, right? And the cells of this layer, they are known as tapetal cells. Now the question they are asking is, can you think of how tapetal cells could become binucleate? Because जो tapetal cells होते हैं उनकी दो characteristics होती हैं. First characteristic of tapetal cell is they have dense cytoplasm. They have dense thick cytoplasm. And the second characteristic of tapetal cell is they are binucleate, or sometimes you can mention the multinucleate also in the nature. Now, but our question is that how they can become binucleate. बच्चा कोई भी cell, suppose this is a cell and this becomes 2, right? How is it is becoming 2? Because in this kind of condition, कैरियोकाइनेसिस सबसे पहले, ये माइटोसिस है. सो माइटोसिस में द फर्स्ट थिंग विच हैपेंड इज कैरियोकाइनेसिस, विच इज डिवीजन ऑफ nucleus. And how two daughter cells they are formed? When the karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis, then only two new cells will be formed. But if I say when karyokinesis means, bracket में you can mention nuclear division. When the karyokinesis is not, it is not followed by, मतलब कैरियोकाइनेसिस के बाद साइटोप्लाज्म डिवाइड नहीं हो रहा है. सो व्हेन कैरियोकाइनेसिस इज not at all followed by cytokinesis, the cells of tapetum वो क्या हो जाएंगे? सपोज ए इस सेल में डिवीजन हुआ, कौन सी डिवीजन हो गई? कैरियोकाइनेसिस. बट साइटोप्लाज्म डिवाइड नहीं हुआ. नाउ दिस सेल विल बी नोन एज binucleate. So when the karyokinesis is not followed by the cytokinesis, the cells of tapetum, they will become binucleate. Is this clear? So that was the question, that how tapetal cells they become binucleate. So here I am taking the another question from text only. That is the second question. What would be the ploidy of, what would be the ploidy? बहुत सारे बच्चे ये गलत करके आते हैं. Ploidy of cells of microspore tetrads. Although tetrads मैंने अभी डिस्कस नहीं किया है इन माई क्लास, बट येस, इफ़ यू गो थ्रू माई थर्ड lecture from my videos, then you will get idea. The most common type of tetrad which formed in the anther, that is this kind. एक जो है, आप पूछोगे मैम एक सेल कहाँ होता है, वो पीछे वाली साइड होता है बच्चा. ये थ्री जो होते हैं माइक्रोस्पोर्स वो आगे की तरफ होते हैं और एक पीछे की तरफ होता है. एंड दिस इज, क्योंकि ये 4 है नंबर में, सो वी कॉल देम एज द माइक्रोस्पोर tetrad. And हमेशा, क्योंकि our aim is to form the pollen grains, तो 4 माइक्रोस्पोर से जो पोलन ग्रेन्स बनते हैं, हमेशा 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 जो उनकी प्लॉइडी होती है वो n होती है, राइट. दैट I will explain, I have already explained in the video also that how this becoming the haploid. But बच्चा जो माइक्रोस्पोर्स होते हैं, गैमीट्स होते हैं, इसको सिंपली आप ऐसे भी समझ सकते हो कि माइक्रोस्पोर्स जो हैं दे आर गैमीट्स. पोलन ग्रेन्स आर द गैमीट्स, और गैमीट्स की प्लॉइडी क्या होती है, हमेशा हैप्लॉइड होती है, राइट. ओके, देयर इज अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. They have asked that why do you think the exine should be hard? अब if you don't have any idea कि pollen grains होता क्या है ना, what is a pollen grain? बच्चे, this is the plasma membrane, right? This is the plasma membrane, and this is the continuous layer which is known as intine. And after this there is a irregular layer. As you can see, there are the few gaps also. So this irregular layer, this layer is called exine. Now the question is, why do you think that this exine should be hard? This exine is made up of a material which is called sporopollenin. And who secretes this sporopollenin? This is secreted by our tapetal cells, right? But why it should be hard? Which is the outermost layer? This is a pollen grain. This is a complete structure of a pollen grain, और ये होता है haploid nucleus. Now, why the outer layer should be hard? Exine should be hard, but why? It should be hard as it is a very protective layer for किसकी? Pollen grains. It is a very very protective layer for the pollen grain till they land on, क्योंकि ultimately they have to land on compatible स्टिग्मा. तब तक पोलन ग्रेन्स को कौन बचा के रखता है फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ कंडीशन? दैट इज exine. So why it should be hard? Because it is very protective layer for pollen grain. It protect the pollen grain from different kind of condition, different kind of harsh condition till they land on the compatible stigma. That is why, that is the reason it should be very very hard. So these were few from my first 2 lectures, these were the questions from your NCERT in text. Now let's talk about the other questions which can be asked in your small short type question. To the another few more questions about the very short questions I'm taking quickly. That is the first question I'm taking here is how many microsporangia they are present in typical anther. I will request every student of mine that this anther structure should be on your tips, bacha. This is most important structure that anther of anther in from this chapter. And as we draw this structure, as you know that this anther structure, it has how many lobes? We call it as a bithecus, है ना? That is a bithecus, or you can say there are two lobes. This is our first lobe and this is second lobe. So I will write here second lobe and first lobe, and every lobe has two microsporangia. See, if your anther is young, then I will definitely use the term microsporangia. If my anther is mature, then I will label it as pollen sac. So one lobe has two pollen sac. So how many pollen sac will be there in the two lobes? 4. Or if your anther is young, so we will write 4 microsporangia. So what did I ask in the question? That how many microsporangia are present in typical anther of an angiosperm? The answer will be 4 microsporangia. Okay, another question for just very quick 1 mark type. Name the innermost as well as outermost layer of microsporangium in the anther, right? Layer of microsporangium in anther. So innermost layer, we know the answer for innermost layer will be tapetum, and the answer for outermost layer will be epidermis. So if I ask you, if I just change the question, write down the 4 layers of anther, what will be your answer? The first one will be epidermis. Very good. Second one will be endothecium. Very, very good. The third one will be 3 to 4 layered. That will be middle layer. Very good. And the innermost layer is tapetum, right? So anyway, you can solve this question. The next question I'm taking is, okay, an anther. I'm giving you an anther, right? An anther with malfunctioning of tapetum. Suppose I'm giving you an anther and its tapetum is not working properly, or it has some problem with that. It fails to produce viable होते हैं जो properly live होते हैं. Viable male gametophyte. Male gametophyte means he is saying about the pollen grains. Give reason. An anther with malfunctioning of tapetum, आपकी tapetum को कुछ हो गया है anther की, तो what will happen to the pollen grain? What is the main first function of tapetum? What is the first function of tapetum? Tapetum is very, very important. It nourishes, it provides nourishment to the developing pollen grains. We know that tapetum जो है, it provide nourishment to the developing pollen grain. So if the tapetum will be malfunction, the development of pollen grain will be affected. It will be affected. They will not develop properly, right? So these questions you can go through from this chapter. Quickly I will take another question, that is a short answer type of question in which you get 2 marks question, you can say. That is difference between, there is another difference from this chapter, difference between cells of tapetum and cells of other wall layers, right? So I always prefer, whenever there is a difference, it is asked to you, first draw a line. So what we are going to write down? Cells of tapetum and cells of wall layers. So let's write down the differences between them quickly. Okay, we know the cells of tapetum. What about the cytoplasm? Okay, they have a dense cytoplasm. I just discussed with you that very dense cytoplasm is observed in tapetum. They have less dense cytoplasm. Am I right? Yes. Second point you can write down. They have more than one nucleus. Tapetal cells, they are binucleate or multinucleate, but these layers, they have always single nucleus. So that will be our second difference. Okay, third, they do not, because हमारे पास यहाँ पे कौन सी लेयर होती है? Endothecium, and it has callose thickening. So they have wall thickenings, but tapetal के पास I never discussed this function. They do not develop thickenings on their walls, right? So other layers, yes, they can have thickenings, but in tapetum thickening is absent. What is the main function of tapetum? To nourish the pollen grains. So main function is to nourish the developing pollen grains, right? But what about the other wall layers? No, they have, their major function is they help in what? Dehiscence of anther and release of pollen grains, right? So I think first part of or I will say first topic of this chapter is with these question. It is clear to you, so you can practice these questions, you can note down these questions in your notebook, right? So keep them safe, so that whenever you are revising this chapter, they will help you to understand the concept. So I will meet you tomorrow with the another set of questions. Till then, read it this topic from the